Well, we've excavated down now and we can see the foundation block. Now, if this is in very poor condition, this would be a point where the driveway could fail. So it would be the responsibility of the homeowner to get someone out here to fix the block. If that's something that they're not willing to pay for or do, you should really make them sign off on this area that it will not be covered under warranty.
In areas with very poor soil, such as in front of this garage slab, it's a good idea to stabilize the soil with cement first. Spread an 80-pound bag of Portland cement for every 80 square feet and rake it into the soil. Then cover the cement with base material and rake it out evenly. Because the soil is clay and it has started to mist, a thin layer of base material is spread to keep the clay from sticking to equipment, shovels, and workers' boots. Using flashing will protect the masonry against the house. If the pavement system is installed without protecting the masonry, moisture can deteriorate the mortar joints, face brick, and other building material. First, clean the surface with a wire brush, making sure it's clean and dry. Next, apply primer with a roller or brush and then install the flashing. On new construction job sites, or when there are poor soil conditions, such as clay, a woven geotextile fabric should be installed under the base material. The fabric will enhance the performance of the pavement by keeping the soil separated from the compacted base, maintaining proper base thickness and strength over time. Geotextiles help increase the load capacity of the base by transferring loads, and prevents rutting and depressions in the pavement due to base deformation. Fabric should never be installed on top of the compacted base or on top of the bedding sand. Woven geotextile fabric is available in varying lengths and widths. Try and get the longest rolls the crew can work with to maintain single pieces when spanning the excavation. Always start fabric installation across the lowest elevation of the project. Make sure the fabric is stretched tight and secured in place with base material along the edges and seams. Don't just line the bottom, make sure to run the edges of the fabric up the sides of the excavation and structures. Once base installation and compaction is complete, the excess will be trimmed off. When you are joining sections together, make sure to overlap the previous piece a minimum of 18 to 24 inches, shingling the fabric as you work up the grade. Near the end of the driveway, a PVC sleeve is installed to allow access under the driveway for any future utility needs. This is installed on top of the fabric before the base is installed.
We have a tree that's very close to the pavement, so we're going to use a root barrier that will redirect the root growth below the base material so the pavement doesn't heave. Over here we're going to have 6 inches of base material, but the top of pavement will be 9 inches total, so they're going to actually redesign the landscaping over here to bring that up to match the top of the pavement. What we've decided to do is cut all the barrier to a uniform 9 inches that will get laid in here, and essentially we'll pull back the fabric. Set this in back here, start pulling some of the material behind it to help brace it, and at the same time be able to start pushing some base material. This will hold it upright in place, and once we have everything set, we can continue backfilling and bringing in more base material.
3/4 inch minus crushed aggregate should be used for the base material. Inspect each load when the truck arrives to make sure there is a good blend of all particle sizes, ranging from 3/4 inch all the way down to dust. If there are any problems, call dispatch at the quarry and let them know. To help the equipment operator speed up leveling and grading, rake out tire ruts after each pass. The best type of rake to use when spreading loose base material is one with a smooth edge and a solid head. Using a garden rake with teeth and an open head will cause the fines to drop out, leaving only larger aggregate on the top, which doesn't compact well. Proper moisture content is also necessary for proper compaction. When checking for moisture, be sure to check all the way down to the bottom of the layer. If you ball up some base in your hand and it sticks together, there's enough moisture. If it falls apart, there isn't enough. If water runs out, there's too much. Install the base material in uniform layers. When using a small 5,000 pound centrifugal force plate compactor, do not attempt to compact more than 4 inches of loose base material. When using a larger 14,000 pound centrifugal force compactor, limit the layer of loose material to 8 inches. When compacting, overlap each pass by 50%. Using the preset grade state collars and string lines, measure down to check the progress of the base height. Mark with paint if the equipment operator needs to add or remove material. Use a jumping jack and a hand tamper along the edges and in tight corners. Compact the perimeter of the base, working towards the center. Next, work from the bottom of the grade to the top in lateral passes. Then compact the excavation at a 45-degree angle. Finally, compact in the opposite direction. Industry standard for proper base compaction is 95% proctor density. Most residential projects don't require testing, but some compactors have a density readout of when proper compaction has been reached.